Hey, when you hosted for Diddy, did you catch any baby oil?
I hosted. You asking the wrong person the wrong question. That's like your question.
Come here. Can you go get some girls so we can be in the bedroom with some girls? Let's get some girls up here, please.
Act bad, act bad, act bad, act bad, act bad.
Hey, Kev, when you hosted for Diddy, did you catch any baby oil?
Oh no. No, 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 no. Oh no. No, no, no.
Diddy and Jay-Z are monsters. And the victim-making machine kept going on.
Jay-Z has been notable by his silence since these charges were brought against Diddy. Why do you think that is?
Because that's what he does. He starts little fires everywhere, forces everyone involved to go and carry water while he sneaks away without a response. That changes now, Sean. You must respond. You have no choice.
This is kind of crazy right here. So I just saw this a couple minutes ago. So right here, New York Post, Diddy's A-list pals quietly paying off victims to avoid being publicly named. That is crazy. So some big name celebrities are quietly paying off victims to avoid being publicly named in lawsuits related to Diddy's sex assault case, according to the attorney Buzz B, who is representing more than 120 of Sean Diddy Combs' alleged victims, told TMZ that huge stars are about to be sued by his firm, and he's giving them a chance to set it up before the claims hit public court. Some celebrities have opted to settle. I wonder who these celebrities are. I wonder who these celebrities are. In every single cases like this, because of the best interest of the victim, we attempt to resolve these matters without filing a public lawsuit. We have done that already with a handful of individuals, many of which you have heard before. So what you're basically saying is some of the big stars that we've been talking about, like a lot of people are saying Jay-Z. And other than hearsay, or other than hearing from Jaguar Wright, which at this point she seemed like what she was saying was correct, even though some people think she's kind of crazy. And shout out to Jaguar Wright. She was actually a pretty good artist. She never blew up or anything, but I don't know if anyone checked out any of her music. She was a talented individual. But about this situation for a very long time. And I think most of us realized that Sean Combs was weird and a bit of a creep. Didn't know the extent of how much he was not just a creep, but a complete monster and a predator. But now these celebrities may be able to get away with this. So all your biggest artists or your industry, whatever, that got some of these lawsuits and just quietly paying off people, we won't know exactly what happened with some of them. Okay. That Hollywood is still in a full-blown panic mode right now with some of these disturbing allegations against E. Everyone in this industry is doing whatever they can to distance themselves from them. The 120 alleged victims that have made it clear, the lawyer that's representing them, made it clear that several big name celebrities are trying to sell behind closed doors. They don't want their names dragged into this. They want to walk around like everything is okay. Everything is okay, and hey, listen, yeah, that Diddy guy, that was a monster. But Diddy was so connected with every major entertainment piece, like any industry in the entire world, basically. If you was a big name artist, you worked with Diddy at one point. So this whole situation, I still think it's on the verge of exploding. And in this situation, no one wants to get caught in that blast, right? So Hollywood is continuing to be Hollywood. They're gonna stay silent when it comes to bad behavior. And if they can get away with it by paying off some victims and not getting publicly shamed, that's how they're going to do it. That's been going on for decades, right? People in the industry have either ignored or tried to cover up some of this disgusting, awful things. And this is just another example. And I guess because they have enough money, they're able to do it. Some of these celebrities knew what was happening at these wild parties Diddy was allegedly throwing, but they stayed quiet. Some of them may have helped cover it up. Some may have helped provide the drugs, the women, the men, the baby oil. Well, the baby oil was already taken care of by Diddy. That's probably one thing they probably didn't have to come up with. He had that settled, a lot of it, right? But it's mind-blowing to think that about how some people just stood by while these things were happening and thought that nothing was going to come back to them. Karma, the legal system. It just seems like that's the culture. That's how things work. You know, going back to some of the places in this political corruption. Why there's so many mayors in the Southland all corrupt? It's a culture. It's just, this is how it's played. This is how the game is played. You know, we may do everything honestly and transparently. No, we don't do that over here. So it's just that culture that's so terrible to deal with. So the fact that celebrities are rushing to settle privately is not a surprise. They don't want to face the, yeah, very funny, but they don't want to face the music. Some of them are taking an easy route, throwing money at the problem to protect their image. Some of your things that people think that may be next may not now, because they have so much money they can pay it off. It's just a reminder of how broken the system is when the powerful people can pay their way out of accountability. So settlements like these allow people to allow things to be swept under the rug and keep moving forward like nothing happened. But it feels wrong, especially if you're trying to find ways to revamp the system, revamp the culture, fix it. Can't really fix it if you're able to pay people off, right? So that the worst parts of this whole thing was the mention of the drugs being used in drinks to take advantage of people, where you wake up and you do not know what happened the night before. And all you do is you're in pain. That must be terrible to, I can't even imagine, to be honest. It's seriously messed up. And what's worse is multiple people knew about it. Some of them were even in the room when it happened and didn't say a thing. And the problem is once you as a victim, you collect that money, you sign a couple of papers, you're not going to be able to talk about it publicly. That's it. Case closed. So that makes you wonder how much of this culture is built on enabling this type of behavior. So, I think people are still scared. I think people are still nervous. I do, Diddy is the Black Epstein. He has a lot of videos probably on these people, a lot of pictures, and people are panicking. And despite the fact that some of these celebrities could probably get away with paying off some of these cases, to get them all, I don't know. I don't think so. I think these celebrities are scared of being publicly tied to Diddy. Hollywood is all about the image. The image is gone. You don't make the money, and no one wants theirs tarnished by dealing with this. So, Hollywood is not operating with the shield and invincibility as they were before. You can see scandals come and go, but I think times have changed. The social media, the constant public scrutiny means there's no hiding anymore. People like Jaguar Wright are now look like they know what they're talking about. They don't seem like just being the crazy person. I think there's a tease that Orlando Brown and Jaguar Wright are going to be together on a video. That is going to be crazy. I mean, I think even Orlando talked about some of the things he dealt with. It's definitely the scramble for many of the people in Hollywood, especially in the rap industry, in the R&B industry, Hollywood, music, television, all that stuff, to stay away from the situation, try to get themselves out of this. So we'll see. We'll see what happens because, going back to the idea about the Jay-Z connection, I will say this. Is it a good chance that Jay-Z knew what Diddy was up to? Yes. Diddy was very public in how weird and how he's a predator. Like you can see it through tons of media throughout the years. He will say weird things. Jay-Z not as, I haven't really heard it. So a lot of it is hearsay. Jay-Z has a lot of enemies, not necessarily just based on this situation, but how he conducts business and how he kind of screwed a lot of people over. I mean, that's a lot of stuff you see on YouTube. And also YouTube is a terrible way of figuring out any of this. There's so much videos that's blatant up, made up stories about Jay-Z confessed to Diddy. And I'm like, I clicked this and it's clickbait. And I'm like, now I sound like, hang here, this is clickbait. So it's hard to find legitimate issues that truly tie Diddy and Jay-Z together. It's hard to find that. But I would say, good chance that that's probably happening. To get real justice for these people, and especially if Jay-Z is truly involved. Like Jaguar Wright says, Jay-Z is just as big as a monster as Diddy. We need to see more of the evidence to prove that. Are more people coming up saying Jay-Z did this to me? We hear tons of people talking about Diddy, but where is that about Jay-Z? That's what I'm kind of figuring out, trying to realize hey, what's going on? There's tons of hearsay And there's some stuff that kind of sounds like it may have happened, but nothing concrete. I guess we'll probably do that in the next couple of weeks or months. I mean, TJ True said Jay-Z is just as guilty as Diddy. You know, another thing about rappers, I'm sure you guys know about Rick Ross, right? Rick Ross wrote lyrics talking about putting things in her drink and her not knowing anything that happened the night after. Like, he wrote that. He put that in a lyric and wrote and put that in the song. And I think Rick Ross and Diddy are rather close. They've been on each other's songs. So some rappers would literally just put it in. Like, I guess that's the Diddy thing. Like, put it in a drink and she won't even know it. That's a lyric that Rick Ross wrote years ago. So it's definitely a culture. Tailing birds of a feather. Yeah, definitely. So we'll keep eye on this situation. But I thought that was it shows that some of these celebrities are going to try to clean up all the crazy stuff that they've been doing over decades. So we'll definitely keep an eye on that.